Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be making a start on stripping back some of the paint and getting rid of some of the rust on the bottom half of Trixie. The owner before me, for some reason, painted a line of chalkboard paint all the way across both sides of the van. So I have various different wire brushes, a paint and rust removal pad, this thing, and a trusty sander. So this is going to be the start of a few different things to try and get paint looking somewhat restored. So let's get cracking, get rid of some of that rust. Just use a couple of different wire brushes to get rid of sort of the big flaky parts of the old chalkboard paint. There are some spots of rust that I will need to treat, which is fine, I expected that. So I'm going to go over the entire thing with a sander now. Try and get as close to bare metal as I can get and then start putting some rust treatment on. Sanded back, a couple of bits gone down to bare metal just to get rid of some rust. There's a pretty bad rust spot down there that I'm going to need to treat. Other than that, pretty happy with it. Maybe a little bit of filler on the back wheel arch, that sort of area, but other than that, not too bad. All scuffed up, ready to rust treat, prime, and then going to be doing black from here all the way down, and then eventually redoing the red as well on the way up. Let's get some rust treatment and some primer on it. Got rained off yesterday. No, day before. Peed it down all day yesterday, so took a day off. Right, but it's not raining, so I'm going to take off the mud flap and grab some of my van's best friend, Rust, and got all the parts that are rusty, screw holes from the fuel cap, a couple of bits that need treating and things like that. So let's get cracking. To take off the mud flap, there are two screws in there. They are 10mm, so I'm going to use a ratchet, and then there's these 3 clips down the side. Pull them off. Jobs are good in. So now to cure rust, any parts that are rusty, big part there, any bits that are bare metal that I think might suffer from rust in the future, I'm also going to treat just to try and preempt it a little bit. Let's get cracking. we'll let that dry. And I'm gonna go and make a cup of tea. So that's secure us dry. I've masked off where I'm gonna prime and paint. But now I'm just gonna scuff it up so that the old paint and the old metal has got a nice rough bond for the primer and the paint to go on. It's a bit windy today, so I'm gonna call it a day for now. Start the primer either later today or tomorrow, depending on how windy it is. But to show you, I have an anti-rust primer. I have bought a spray can gun so that I don't have to use my fingers. Before anybody starts giving me any shit, I am not a professional painter, nor do I claim to be, but it's my van, so let's pick this up again tomorrow. Right, we are another day forward. Not raining this morning, so I'm gonna try and get at least a good couple of coats of anti-rust primer on. She's masked up. I've done a little bit of filling and a little bit of sanding in a couple more places, but let's get primed. Done. Anti-rust primer can number 2. First coat of primer, done. Gonna leave that to dry now. Gonna do a second coat of primer and then start spraying in the black. It's not a professional job. I do understand that, but it's a fix and it's basically prevention of the rust settling more and more into the van. So I think it's worth it for me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the entire bottom half black. So let's get cracking. Right, couple of coats of primer. In between the coats drying, I fixed my headlight as well. There's always something to be done when you're on a T4. I'm gonna pick this back up again tomorrow to put some black on it and then repeat everything I've done on the driver's side. See you in the morning. Back at it today. Gonna get some black on. So it's not raining yet, which is a good sign. Hoping it holds off all day so I can get this sorted. So let's get some black on. A couple of coats on. Now, like I said before, I am no professional, so there are drip marks, there are probably going to be some streaks, but So far, I'm happy with that. Probably do another coat though. One side done. Look at that! All the way down. Couple of streaks, couple of drip marks. Not too bothered, to be honest. I think it looks great. It looks a lot better than it did. I've not been too fussy about the line going across, mainly because I've got some pinstriping tape that's going to go over that to make it look super neat. That's one side done. On to the other side. Join me when it's finished. So that is us done. So, like I said a couple of times, I'm not a professional painter, but I am super happy with how it's turned out. It makes the van just look a bit fresher. I think the sticker bombed fuel flap looks great. I have turned this black, redone this, fixed one of my lights as well, which the adjuster wasn't working on. So we now have a third red, sorry, 2/3 red and a third black T4. Next on the list, blacking those bumpers back up. Right, that's it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for having the patience if you stayed all the way through. It wasn't an easy job, but I did enjoy doing it still. Thank you for watching. If you've liked it or found it helpful in any way, give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below. Write me a comment and I will reply to it. And see you next time. Peace.